Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to I Temple Reasoning. Today is the 2nd of the 2nd, 2025. Yeah, man, we're here again. I come once a month if I'm not traveling or doing something, and we have I Reasoning. So this is the first reasoning for this year, and I give thanks for your listening ears. And first of all, big up for my subscribers. It's growing slowly, and there's no rush, as they say. One coconut full of basket. That's a Jamaican proverb. So it's about just taking your time. I'm not in no rush. It's just a personal journey that we're on. And that's what the temple of Know Thyself is, right? We just come here and we have a reasoning. We sit down and we share our thoughts and stimulate you, empower you, encourage you. That's what it's about. And my reasoning here is a personal journey that I'm sharing with you. This is my way of leaving a legacy for my children, my grandchildren, so they can see who and what I am on this personal journey of development, self-awareness, and so forth. A lifelong purpose of improving myself and becoming more aware of myself, working towards my full potential, basically. And this is journaling, you know what I mean? I do journal in a book, but you can hear my voice. Sometime hearing the voice, I listen to a lot of audio books, and we have different styles of learning and stuff like that. So this is just my way of just using my talents. We all have a talent that the Creator has given us, and that's my way of expressing it. We all express it in different ways. So I just call this the Temple of Know Thyself. I reasoning with Salongo, the Rasta man, whatever you want to call me. Yeah. And by the way, again, let me explain. Salongo just means it's a title that was given to me because I have twins, a boy and a girl. And this is specifically to Uganda. That's the title you have when you have twins. Apart from that, I'm blessed and highly favored. My children are doing good. My big son's at university, he's there. We reason, and but he has his own ways. He's 18 in it. My twins are just turning 14. Yeah, they're okay. They're cool. We're blessed. As you're aware, I look after my mum. If you're not aware, she's in her 70s. She has her ailments. That's why I've come here to look after her. I still have that of it takes the village to raise the child mentality. I'm from a place called Guyana, South America. I grew up with my grandparents. So that's still embedded in me, as they say. If you're cut from good cloth, that's who and what you are. So I've kept that tradition, hence why I'm here. But it's a reasoning. We come here to reason and share our thoughts, and just say life's about an experience, isn't it? And this is my way of expressing my experience. So this is Temple of Know Thyself. It's about knowing who and what you are, and that's what it's about. So what does Buddha say? He says about the first journey begins with the first step. So take the first step and then see what happens after that. And they say again, another saying is, if you want to plant a tree, this is the best time. So if you've been following me, I've been working on personal development from last year. The podcast has been running for a year. This will be my second year, God willing, when it gets to September. And I'm learning and developing, and I just utilize this tool to the best of my ability. And I use this tool to empower myself, to build my self-confidence, to build my self-awareness, and to challenge some of the thoughts I have in me. One of them being specifically, give credit to my uncles. You must give people flowers when they're around. He hates me using the word dyslexic. But I'm using it for reference point. For me to challenge that way of thinking I come on the internet, I do my reading through speaking, writing my thoughts down. You hear me, you know what I mean? Stuttering. However, this is my way of challenging those ideologies or theories and these stuff I have in my mind, or the perception. This is the only way I can do it, because nobody else is here to teach me. So I can take the messages from other people, from the things that I do and study, and put myself and say, okay, baby step. Hence what we said, the first journey of a lifetime begins with the first step. You have to take the first step. So once you take the first step, you will find tools to help you. Hence why I have the internet. It's a tool to share my thoughts, hence through the reasoning. So if somebody's out there that's going through the same thing, they will feel encouraged or empowered to break the cycle they're in. Hence the reasoning. You get me? I hope that makes sense. Welcome to I Reasoning Temple of Know Thyself. And sit back, relax. I'm only here because of experience to share my thoughts. And I'm still learning. I'm a student as I go along this journey we call life. So my quick reasoning today, I've got some notes here that I'm just gonna run through quickly and share my thoughts on it. One of the things that I've been doing from last year, I challenged myself. I'm proud of what I did. It was hard. Use that word, hard, because I did like an 8-week program, and I'm like, I'm gonna study about building myself, self-confidence, and I was having topics about self-esteem, and I'm still on the journey, and that journey has helped me. I can feel the reward of it now, later on, and I'm constantly developing. This would talk about delayed gratification. You see, I'm learning. You see, I'm challenging myself with words and stuff like that. And sometimes I have the words in my mind, but getting it out, you get tongue-tied. So the idea is there. It's just getting it out. So the reason why I'm saying that is that you must constantly keep studying. You have a mind, and you'll hear me refer a lot to the Bible a lot, because I've been around a lot of Christian people. My granny's Seventh-day Adventist. My grandfather is Pentecost. On my dad's side, because I'm half Portuguese, they're Catholic. So I've just been around them. Then I have friends who are Muslim, Sikhs, Hindu. I mean, we practice Diwali in Guyana a lot, so I've been around. So I'm a seeker of knowledge. Knowledge is a philosopher, is someone who seeks. I love studying and stuff like that. So hence why I was saying about studying is one of the first thing I'm bringing up. Studying, knowing thyself. That's why I created this, because I want to know myself. So studying is a very important thing to do. Reading, having conversations with people. These are all forms of studying. So I listen to a lot of audiobooks. Hence, it's easier for me because the tool is there than me reading. So when you study the Kabbalah, it talks about the opposite energy. It's how you react it. Because something is happening, do you allow your emotion to say, I'm going to give up on that? Or do you find a solution? I'm a solutionist. So because I'm not the best reader, I will listen to audiobooks, so I can still take in the information that a reader would do. Obviously, it's better if you can read, because just reading the words in your mind is better than listening. You comprehend is totally different, but that's what works for me, and I'm just finding a solution to my situation. So I think it's important to study, because it's a way of oiling the mind. It's a tool. If you don't put the oil in the car, it doesn't move. Or if it's like exercise, if you don't exercise the brain, it's dormant. And if you want to grow and you want to constantly develop yourself and become a better person and come out of the way of thinking and challenge yourself to be a better thinker and be able to articulate yourself and figure out problems for yourself that you're going to be in life. This is why we do these things, constantly studying and gaining knowledge and wisdom and experience from other people that have lived longer than us, or some people who are younger than us. Because I learn a lot, like technology, I learn from my son. the programs I'm using now to give you this information, I'm sharing my information. I learned from someone who's younger than me. So we can learn from both young and old. So studying is very important. So study books. One of the books I read, I tried to do at least 3 to 4 books, but I must do one book a year. Yeah. So the recent book I finished about 2 months ago, I think, about 2 months or a month ago, is Atomic Habits by James Clerk. And this talks about how you break in habits and stuff. And that's what I'm doing. I'm learning to break the habits that I have, the way I think. Why do I think this way? Who gave me this way? Because sometimes we take on other people's issues and problems unconsciously. Yeah. So when you study, you're able to see things from a different point of view. Remember, your knowledge is based on your circumference. So if you live in just a circle, that is your knowledge. That brings me further on to about your friends. Yeah. You are a reflection of the people around you. So if you hang around just with crooks, you will be crooks. Guarantee. You hang around with smart people, you will be smart. Hence why I like to read the books. Those books allow me to broaden that circumference, that knowledge, that awareness of who I was, and challenge me. Hence, my uncle is a very well-read person. Hence why he didn't like me using those words, because I hanged around him or I went and checked him, and you know what I mean? So he encouraged or empowered me to have a different perspective on the way I looked on myself. You get what I'm saying to you? So you are a reflection of the people around you, especially the closest people around you. So find positive people. And if you can't find positive people, hence another one, I learn to be by myself sometimes. It's very important. It's a very important thing. So learn to be by yourself sometime. And I wrote down here about listening to your inner voice. They go together. Learn to be by yourself, because when you're by yourself, you can start to think, and sometimes you think, well, where did I get the idea from? Well, I do anyway. I can only speak for myself, but that's what we say, it's a temple of know thyself. We're just reasoning and sharing. So if you're listening and you can relate to that, you'll be like, where did I pick that up from? Sometimes you can watch in a TV program, or you're just around certain people, or you just pick up the negative energy. You get me? So when you're detoxing, yeah. So you're listening to your being by yourself, and you're listening to yourself. You take a pen and paper, you write down. I do journaling, not always, but I do journaling. But there are different ways of journaling. I journal through the sense of every day I go training 5 days a week. That's me recording and reflecting and looking at my body language and how can I improve, or what can I do different. It's another way of journaling. And doing the podcast once a month allows me to reflect, and the commitment I have, that willingness to not just be motivated, because motivation could be done, just wanting to do because I want to develop, I want to grow. You get me? I need to grow. You understand? So this brings me into about self-love. Having self-love for yourself. You got to love yourself because you have to. That's it. No one else can love you like you. So you have to invest. Is what you put into yourself is what you're your greatest asset. You understand? You put knowledge and wisdom and the right fuel and energy and things into yourself because you are the best for yourself. Hence why now let's talk about your health, because my body is a temple. That's why I'm investing. I'm looking after myself. When this podcast is finished, I'll be going to sleep later on. Then I'll be up at 5 in the morning, even though I know it's hard to be at the gym for 6 to go and train. You understand? I do my best to eat the right food. I'm a pescatarian. So I'm finding ways to how I can make myself feel good about myself and the things I invest in myself for me to become a better person, because that's the self-love, the temple of know thyself. That's what the reason is about. You remember, God tells us in the Bible that you are the temple. That is the first temple. Love comes from within, not external. Once you love yourself, you will attract it. That's what life's about. You attract the people around you based on your energy, your knowledge, your wisdom. You can interact with them If you're chatting shit, no one's gonna be like, this person chatting shit. If you're intelligent, you're able to articulate yourself, you might be able to gain things that other people can't gain. And say, he's lucky. No, he's not lucky. He's put the work in. You understand? Or you understand? This brings me on to learn to manage your money. So I do things, investments for myself. I'm flying abroad in a couple months' time to go and finish off the property that took 10 years. It's coming to an end now. 10 years. I started when I was 30 something, 37. I'm 48 this year. I'm 48 now, but I'll be 49 this year. I looked at the vision. Man, I drive a normal car. My friends drive nice cars, and I really want to go and buy nice cars. But then when I reflect, this is about knowing yourself and loving yourself and listening to yourself, the inner voice, and learning about yourself. This is what it's about. Temple of Know Thyself. You realize that after the fantasy is gone, you realize that, do I really need it? But I do fantasize about having one nice car. I've got a nice car, don't get me wrong. But you want to get a better car. You're asking you need to ask the right question. That's why you study. If you don't ask the right questions, you won't get the right answer. Hence what it says in the Bible, ask and should be given unto you. If you ask for stupidness, you will get stupidness. Seek and you shall find, knock and the doors will be open. So you have to first know yourself. Hence why we say Temple of Know Thyself. Know yourself, know who and what you are. What is your self-worth first? What value do you bring to the table? Once you have value for yourself, then you know the right questions to ask. And then you will get the right rewards for those questions. If that makes sense. Yeah, a job pays you for what you are worth. So you ask the right question, you get the right answer. So I save my money. I've looked for long-term investments. There's some conversations I was listening to. I've set up something for my mum because we don't plan. I have insurance. So if something happened to me, I don't want to set up. And I learned this from the richest man in Babylon. That's why I said about studying. Once you study, you become aware of things that you can't go backwards. And that's what the knowledge is about. Because if I didn't study, I wasn't aware that there's a statistics. I can only speak from Britain, but here in America as well. Some people don't even have 1,000, even £1,500. Let's be generous. Let's say £2,000 savings in their emergency kit in case something happens. So if a family member passes away, you're going to go and get loans. And I know of people who got loans to bury their parents and stuff like that. So what I've done, I've said to my mum, I'm taking a certain amount of your money and I'm going to put it into a high interest account. And that will be for her because she wants to be cremated just like me. And we put that money aside. Now, even though she's in her 70s, I look after her. So at least half of the money is there to help me because I'm her eldest son, to support me in, However, if the high interest money builds enough money from it, I might just be able to finance it just from the interest because I put it into a high interest account. I hope that makes sense. Myself, because now I've gained some knowledge, because she never had that before. I've gained some knowledge. What I've done, I've taken out life insurance on myself to say to and I've written a will. So my job pays, and even when I finish that job, it's just part of the job. I will continue the life insurance policy that if anything happens to me, my children doesn't have to worry about how they're going to finance. Hence why we study. So we help one generation and help the other generation so we don't create poverty. This is what money is about. You understand? I'm utilizing this internet, this tool to share my reasoning. I reasoning, Temple of Know Thyself. That's why I keep saying, know yourself first. Only I can love myself first. Not just physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, articulately. Give the best to yourself. So hence why I changed the perception and that, well, let's say it's ignorant because we weren't aware. It's about reprogramming, retraining myself because we're in the age of technology. How can I utilize the things around me to make me a better person? That's what it's about, utilizing it, because if I don't, somebody else will. So let me I don't use the word try, let me put myself in these situation and figure it out, yeah, and utilize what I have around me. So we've created something for her, so she's okay, and I've created something for me, and now it's for me to leave these messages so my children say, oh, this is what dad did, because my children are young. So my son is 18, but at 19, which is this year, if he wants to, he can say, you know what, let me start a will. Yeah, because I waited to my 40s to write a will, but now he's aware of it. I've told him, leave a will, so if I pass away, he is my head, one of the trustees, or one of the eldest son. He knows what he has to do, because I'm leading by example. You understand? Because what? I love myself. I have value for myself. So these are the things I do. I train because I want to do good for myself. I study because I want to do good for myself. I'm breaking some of the habits. Hence why I said the orthonic, the book I read. Yeah, it teaches me how to break some of the habits that we inherited. We don't know from just family, friends around us. People just give us bad advice. So this is what it's about. Temple of Know Thyself. We just come here once a month, have a little reasoning, and the goal is to stimulate you, share my ideas with you, and these are the things that I will continue to work on. As I said, I'm about to fly out in a month and a bit, and I'm going to go and finish off the project for my long-term investment, is where I want to retire, or one of the places I want to retire. So because I can't rely on a system, this is the form of developing and becoming yourself, and utilizing, as it says in the Bible, utilizing the talents that you have, so you can have a prosperous life, heaven on earth, as they say as well. So as I said, my people, this is my reasoning. I Temple of Know Thyself. Welcome back. As I said, it's February already. We've got 10 months 10 months left to the end of 2025. So if you have a goal or dream or anything you have, please go after it, because time waits for no one. That's the key. I'm trying to teach you in this little conversation. As I said, this is just my way of documenting my personal development and my personal growth along this journey, what we call life, and something for my children to hear, so they can pick up on YouTube and see me there, because that's their technology that they're in. My people, you have a blessed and wonderful week. May your head be anointed, and have a prosperous week. And your boy's got training tomorrow, so you take care. God bless, and we will have another reasoning next Sunday. Love you, take care, and we shall meet again. Peace.